evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Friday, June the 12th. This is CTV News. Tonight, a growing crisis. Advocates sound the alarm about increasingly unmanageable numbers of drug overdoses. Laying the keel, starting construction of Canada's next generation of battleships. And the princess with a purpose. A Halifax teen combines fairy tales and philanthropy.
Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. There are more indications tonight the drug problem in our region is getting significantly worse. In Moncton, the surge of overdoses is showing no sign of slowing down. CTV's Derek Haggett has the shocking numbers and the strain it is putting on emergency services.
It's been a lot. There's been like multiple overdoses a day, some days 40, 50. It's tiring, it's overwhelming, we're exhausted.
Harvest House says they've managed over 300 overdose responses since June 1st. They're averaging 28 per day. The province is warning drugs in the city may contain a strong sedative used by veterinarians that is often mixed with fentanyl.
We bring it all home with us, so no matter what we go through here, we have to go home, we have to deal with it there, and then we come back tomorrow and we do it all again because who else is going to do it?
Ambulance New Brunswick says they've responded to 248 suspected overdose calls in the Moncton area over the past 2 weeks. The Moncton Fire Department responded to 23 overdose calls yesterday, and the total volume of calls of late is unprecedented.
It's something that even any firefighters have ever seen here in the Moncton Fire Department. So these are numbers that we've never seen in the history of the Moncton Fire Department.
There's no resources for these people. Mental health, detox, rehabilitation, they don't exist.
The province says they're aware of the situation and have been in contact with local agencies like Harvest House to coordinate responses and strengthen support. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
And street drugs are increasingly becoming a problem in one neighborhood in Dartmouth, and residents are not willing to look the other way. People who live around the Sportsplex say the problem is getting worse all the time.
I've seen people down at the bus stops, openly using in the middle of the day in the bus stop, up by the stores. You see a lot of paraphernalia left around, quite often syringes, the caps of syringes. You do see other things, condoms, stuff like that. Lots of garbage from where people have been using drugs.
Joseph Sassman is one area that our officers do frequent and conduct our stop and walks or foot patrols. Areas along Alderney have been mentioned before, so again, our officers focus their efforts there as well.
Police say they are working with outreach teams and stakeholders to try and address a lot of these concerns. That high-profile double murder trial continued in St. John today, where the medical examiner offered details on the horrific injuries suffered by the two young victims. Again, a warning tonight. Some of the images in this report are disturbing. Here's CTV's Avery McCrae.
A medical examiner from Nova Scotia spent most of the day on the witness stand. Dr. Eric Mont testified both boys, aged 17 and 10 years old, died of multiple stab wounds to the chest and abdomen in January of 2025. It's alleged they were killed by 46-year-old Roman Komishny, who is facing 2 charges of first-degree murder. He has pleaded not guilty. The victims' identities are protected. Dr. Mont detailed the stab wounds, and photos of the injuries were entered as evidence. According to the pathologist, the 17-year-old, known as victim CD, had 6 substantial stab wounds that would have required immediate medical attention. The 10-year-old victim, known as AB, had at least 4 wounds that would have needed quick intervention, and many others to a lesser degree. The most prominent on him featured 2 stab wounds through the heart and another in the lung. When asked by the Crown how much force would be needed to create such marks, Dr. Mont said it would likely require substantial force. The defense quickly cross-examined the doctor, asking if some of the purple-like bruising on the victims was common in any autopsy, to which the doctor agreed. The jury also heard from Joey Raymond, a correctional officer at Dalhousie Regional Correctional Center. He testified that on the day of Komishny's arrival, tensions were high in the unit when other inmates learned what the 46-year-old was accused of. That led to his removal from the unit. And while alone in the hallway with the accused, Raymond testified Commissioner allegedly asked him, "Is it going to be like this everywhere?" "It's not that bad. I just killed A, B, and C, D." The defense asked Raymond if he may have misheard the accused, but Raymond insisted that's what he heard. When pictures of the victim's body were shown in court, the accused, Roman Commissioner, kept his head down for the most part. The trial resumes here on Monday afternoon. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
A woman convicted in the 2014 murder of Halifax University student Loretta Saunders is being allowed temporary passes from prison. Parole documents obtained by CTV News show Victoria Henneberry has been granted 2 72-hour unescorted temporary absences for what is described as personal development. Henneberry was handed a life sentence after pleading guilty in April of 2015 to second-degree murder in the case. As part of the release conditions, the 40-year-old has to stay at a residential facility each night. Still, she is allowed 3 outings, including a tour of a college campus and 2 trips to the grocery store.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled New Brunswick's lieutenant governor must be bilingual. Today's ruling follows the 2019 appointment of former Lieutenant Governor Brenda Murphy, who only spoke English. That appointment was appealed by the Société de l'Acadie, and today, judges ruled a unilingual lieutenant governor does violate charter language rights. New Brunswick's premier agrees with that assessment. One person was sent to hospital with smoke inhalation after a fire in central Halifax this morning. Crews responding to the blaze on Charles Street around 7 a.m. It was concentrated in the back of a large house which had been converted into 4 apartment units. 2 units in the back sustained fire, smoke, and water damage. The 2 out front damaged by smoke. A tenant was also taken to hospital for observation. In Bridgewater, questions are emerging after that massive deadly fire that heavily damaged 2 apartment buildings this week. 1 person died, about a dozen others were forced to flee when fire broke out and then spread to an adjacent building. Some are wondering if Bridgewater has enough firefighting resources.
They'll look at it as some paid firefighters that are at the station. If you had 5 or 6 at least, then they could have responded right away, and it could have made a big difference.
We saw the number of people deployed on the ground, and unfortunately this fire took hold of that building almost instantaneously.
The Salvation Army is opening a donation center in Bridgewater tomorrow to collect essential items for those displaced by the blaze. Spring session of the New Brunswick legislature is wrapped and the MLAs have all headed home. 27 bills received royal assent, including changes to the property tax system, the creation of a consumer advocate for energy, and a bill to streamline the approval process for mining projects. This was also the last legislative sitting day for the interim PC leader, Glenn Savoy. The Tories will choose a new leader before the fall session in October. Savoy says he will support whoever wins the job. As tradition would have it, they laid the keel at the Halifax shipyard today, marking the start of construction of Canada's next generation of battleships. HMCS Fraser, the first of the River-class destroyers, will go into service in the early 2030s. CTV's Jonathan McGuinness has more.
The coin will be placed in a coin cap.
The ceremony includes securing a coin in the hull of the ship to bring luck to the captain and crew during the life of the vessel. This coin is being welded into what will be the first River-class destroyer to be named the HMCS Fraser. The new ships will be replacing an aging fleet of Halifax-class destroyers and Iroquois-class frigates.
The River-class destroyer is going to have a radar that can see into space, missiles that can reach the edge of space. It's going to have a full-spectrum capability, so it'll be part of integrated air and missile defense for Canada.
It's good for Canada. This is what Canada needs to be doing. We want to diversify the economy a little bit. Okay, this is what we do. It shows what is possible here in Canada, built at home and with our own tradespeople.
These destroyers are part of the federal government's national shipbuilding strategy. The contract for the River-class destroyers is worth more than $22 billion.
These ships will form the backbone of the Royal Canadian Navy.
One that will support the military for decades to come. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
A big day for soccer fans around here, right across the country. Canada's World Cup home tournament officially got underway today. This afternoon, our national team tied against Bosnia-Herzegovina in Toronto, delighting thousands of fans who converged on the Garrison grounds in Halifax to watch the action together. Atmosphere at the site has been described as electric. Still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast, and we'll check out a fun weekly event for car lovers in our region. Coming up next, though, the fate of the ferries.
I can't imagine coming at the border and for someone to say to me, there's a strike or we're full right now, you can no longer go through.
Workers are threatening strike action that could shut down the ferry to and from Newfoundland. That's next. Stay with us.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Hey, Halifax Music Fest is coming up at the end of the month, and we want to send you on us.
Tickets, a great hotel, spending money, all the details at move100halifax.ca.
A potential strike at the Newfoundland ferry could certainly disrupt travel around here this summer. We say could because the union representing workers is trying to appeal a more than 20-year-old court decision that the ferry is an essential service that cannot be stopped by labor disputes. CTV's Ryan McDonald explains.
When it comes to labor disputes, nobody wants them.
Recently, the union representing about 700 ferry workers asked the Canadian Industrial Relations Board to reconsider a 2004 decision that determined the ferry service is essential to the health and safety of people in Newfoundland and Labrador. Unifor wouldn't comment today, but in a statement, Marine Atlantic says the union is asking the board to reduce crossings to 3 per week in each direction on the Port aux Basques route and suspend the Argentia service in the event of a labor dispute.
It is our economic security. It is our highway. It's our lifeline.
The head of the Atlantic Chamber of Commerce says not only do they consider the ferry an essential service, they see it as part of the Trans-Canada Highway when it comes to the delivery of things like food and medical supplies to Newfoundland.
I'm on the highway right now, driving from Moncton to Halifax. I can't imagine coming at the border and for someone to say to me, there's a strike or we're full right now, you can no longer go through.
They go up to the North City Mall or they find themselves something to eat in the food place. They'll park their rigs in one of the areas close by. So it's an economic impact to have Marine Atlantic here in this area.
Marine Atlantic says there can be no strike or lockout until a decision has been reached by the Industrial Board, one that the Atlantic Chamber is eagerly awaiting. Further updates on the essential service designation and the potential strike are expected later this month. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, North Sydney.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll step aside for a quick little minute here, but when we return, your complete maritime weather forecast. Another weekend upon us and a little cool this evening. Kaylin will tell us what to expect next. Okay, it's Friday night, 12th day of June. Started out kind of hot and muggy, at least in the Halifax area, and now it's just kind of cooled off. It'll be a good night for sleeping.
It was a day of widely varied conditions in the Maritimes. I mean, while there were some areas that were chilly throughout the day, like eastern parts of the region, parts of the east New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Cape Breton, there were some parts of the Maritimes that did have some sunny and hot weather for today. But Bruce is right. For this evening and tonight, it's turned a little bit on the dreary side. It's cloudy. There's some showers, drizzle, and fog. We've got some more showers to start the weekend as this weather front continues to approach. And with these showers, as they continue to make their way into into parts of the Maritimes for tonight. It'll be mostly the province of New Brunswick, but also some approaching Prince Edward Island. There is a low risk of some thunderstorms with them. And with further showers on Saturday, there continues to be a chance of some small pop-up thunderstorms within the showers. They're still going to be scattered around parts of Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, moving into and through Saturday afternoon. There may be a little bit of sunshine that breaks through western areas of New Brunswick, but there, late afternoon into the evening, a few more showers and a couple of thunderstorms could pop up before they come to an end later Saturday evening and Saturday night, which for other parts of the Maritimes, once again, is going to be mostly cloudy and with some patchy fog and some drizzle, though Sunday is looking like it is going to be the better of the 2 weekend days if you're looking for some more fair weather conditions, and we'll get to that in the extended forecast in a moment. Winds for tomorrow in the afternoon will become north and northeast for New Brunswick, sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, but mostly out of the south and southeast still for Prince Edward Island and for Nova Scotia. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, high single digits, low teens for eastern parts of the Maritimes, so like 7 to 11 degrees, and western parts of the Maritimes with low temperatures tonight between around 12 and 15 for most. Highs for tomorrow, the sun does break through a little bit in the northwestern quarter of New Brunswick. Could see some of the high temperatures, low to mid 20s. It does remain significantly cooler though off towards the north and east, about 14 degrees at Bathurst and 11 at Carrickett. Fredericton tomorrow might end up being a little bit warmer, near 23 degrees, but still with a chance of a shower or thunderstorm afternoon into evening. 19 for St. John and 19 degrees for Moncton, the southeast. Prince Edward Island for tomorrow, definitely cooler with high temperatures of 11 to 16 degrees, showers with a low risk of a thunderstorm. Eastern areas of Nova Scotia, 10 to 13 degrees for Cape Breton, so still feeling chilly like it was today. Eastern parts of the mainland of Nova Scotia, low teens near the Atlantic coastline, mid to high teens though around the North Shore. 17 for Amherst for tomorrow, 15 for Truro, 12 degrees for the city centers Halifax and Dartmouth. In the Annapolis Valley, closer to 20. Possibility of the sun peeks through a little bit in the afternoon. And then on the south shore of Nova Scotia, looking at 18 at Shelburne and 18 at Yarmouth. In the extended forecast, beginning first with New Brunswick, on Sunday, mostly a mix of sun and cloud. Got an isolated shower, risk of a thunderstorm. That's mostly for northern and northwestern areas of New Brunswick. Showers become more widespread for that province later Sunday night, with those showers clearing through Monday morning. Mix of sun and cloud for Tuesday, chance of showers on Wednesday of next week, then a mix of sun and cloud on Thursday, and a chance of showers on Friday. For Nova Scotia, for Sunday, fog in the morning, clearing to a mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon. And then on Monday, a second front moves through, and that brings showers with it. It's followed by a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. Temperatures warming up a little bit. Low chance of showers on Wednesday. Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, then a chance of showers on Friday of next week. And for Prince Edward Island on Sunday, fog and cloud in the morning. Some sun breaks through a bit in the afternoon. It's showers, though, in the forecast for Monday, followed by a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. Chance of showers on Wednesday. Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, and a chance of showers on Friday of next week. Bruce.
All right, thank you, my friend. Wake up weather still to come. We'll take a quick little break right now. Come on back. See you on the other side.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
A simple idea over the winter is now driving crowds every Monday evening in the Moncton area. CTV's Josh Smith takes us now to Riverview, where car lovers can talk shop and make some connections.
Cruise to the Whale is a new weekly car show at the Holy Whale in Riverview. In its second week, organizers say they are surprised by the growth.
We had factored in about 55 to 60 cars max in this parking lot. If you would have asked me if I could fit 79 in here, I would have said it's impossible, but we did.
It's about more than chrome and horsepower. They're also feeding the need, thanks to a suggestion from an organizer's daughter.
We were like, well, can we do something different that no other show really does? She's like, well, the food bank. She's like, they could use help there.
Dennis Colpitt says car shows are also about connection. Since restoring his 1972 Pontiac Firebird after it sat in his garage for nearly 35 years, he's made new friends and traveled across the region.
I had a book made. It was all that was done to it. Every nut and bolt came off of it. Go to places that you say, oh, we should go there someday, but you never do. So anyway, we've been to Bangor, we've been to all the 3 provinces.
On this night, the restoration earned him one of the show's weekly awards.
I would tell people, come out. You know, come out, come check it out. Whether you have a car or don't have a car, come out and just check the atmosphere.
Josh Smith, CTV News, Riverview, New Brunswick.
Thank you, Josh. Time for one final break on this Friday night. Coming up, a Nova Scotia teen lives out her princess dreams with a purpose. First, though, your wake-up weather. Here's a live look at Yarmouth on this Friday night. 6 degrees right now. A little bit cool for June, but Kaylin will tell us what you need to know for the morning when we come back.
Lace up your sneakers and make a move for scleroderma this June. Help support the hundreds of Atlantic Canadians living with this autoimmune disease. For details on this year's walk-run event in your community, visit makeamoveatlantic.ca.
Saturday morning, the weekend is upon us. Let's kick it off with the wake-up weather from Kaylin Mitchell.
Yeah, not the most picturesque start to the weekend. A lot of cloud cover around Saturday morning, showers, patches of drizzle and fog. Remember, if any showers through the day on Saturday, there is a low risk, and emphasize the low part, that there could be a couple small thunderstorms with those showers. Morning temperatures will be mostly around the low to mid-teens. In the afternoon, it remains cool to chilly for eastern parts of the Maritimes. The sun may break through a little bit, though, for western areas of New Brunswick, and could allow for some high temperatures in that part of the Maritimes to get up towards the low to mid-20s. Bruce.
A lot of us be closing the windows again. Thank you, sir. Well, a Nova Scotia teen is living out her princess dreams, putting smiles on young faces and raising money for local charities. CTV's Emma Convey stopped in on one of her princess performances today.
Every princess song does more than spark smiles. It makes a difference in the community.
It came to me because party princesses, I have 3 little sisters. I have a lot of experience with having party princesses, you know, in and out of my house since I was little. And I was just thinking, like, that would be my dream job. I think that's like my ideal lifestyle.
So at 15 years old, Sydney Shediak started Princess with a Purpose. She dresses up, sings, plays, and entertains kids at events, schools, and parties. Her first event took place at the Sacred Heart School of Halifax, where she currently attends. Principal Wallace Macaskill says they're proud of her drive and that she shows a maturity beyond her years.
On any given day, you'll hear Sydney singing, and she's a great performer at our musicals and just spontaneously singing. So it's a natural fit for her to take this and work with children to raise money for a great cause.
We picked IWK first for a couple main reasons. I mean, it's just such like a cornerstone of our community. And so as a first charity, it just felt like the natural choice.
Her goal is to continue to grow her nonprofit, help more people, and eventually bring on youth to help. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Great idea. Long may that princess reign. Okay, that is your late news for this Friday night. That's it for this week, as a matter of fact. If you joined us late tonight or you'd like another look at any of our stories, you can always check us out, CTV News online at ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It is your home for news, and it updates all weekend long. I'm Bruce Frisco. We're going to leave you tonight with the names of all of us here at CTV Atlantic. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night and a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.